Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the hopeful elect. Title of this lesson will be basically exclusive summary, CEO VID 19, blah, 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 concerns, right? Or C19 updates. This is dated January 13th, 2023. Now, this is a very, very, very extensive article. Lord willing, I'll put it in the description box. So whoever come across this video can read it on their own. But basically, these were some of the concerns that of not officials, but like health people had, doctors and, specialists. These are some of them. January 13th, 2023, they worried about the stroke data, right? The antibodies transmitted in breast milk, heart issues in young people, right? Heart issues in young people, findings on heart deaths, all right? Net harm to young people due to heart risks, all right? Organ and corneal transplant failures. Men under 40 shouldn't take it, is what they saying. Menstrual cycle changes, right? But I want to look more with heart risk, but basically it's a whole range. If I scroll up and down, those are all different. Those are all different heart, not necessarily heart, but all different health problems. And that's just right there. If I scroll over here, these are other ones, antibody dependent enhancement, appendicitis, and it goes on and on. All right. But I'm really dealing with the heart issues in young people because that's what we're seeing in real time now. All right. Look at this. Since Ovid, the poet Ovid, right? More young people are dying of heart attacks. And then you'll click on the article. And then they'll have all these very, very different reasons, right, of why it is. But we know the common denominator is this injection right here. That's the common denominator. So these people can say what they want to say, and they do. Let's click on it. All right. Look, she got an infection. She got an infection, right? Sudden death in young people. Heart problems often blamed, right? Okay, let me see. It's more common in males than females. Look, when sudden death occurs in adolescents and young adults, it's sometimes due to undiagnosed heart conditions, such as a genetic heart disease, and the undetected heart problem may cause a young person to suddenly die during physical activities, such as playing competitive sports. However, sometimes sudden cardiac death can occur without exertion. Or it can occur if you injected yourself with an outside source that causes heart problems. Okay? As we went to the article, it named heart things twice. Look, here goes some more. Heart disorders more common than CDC reported from database. All right. With CDC study about increased myocarditis, heart inflammation risk, lymphadenopathy, appendicitis, however you say it, and herpes zoster infection. All right. Look, with study finding teenage boys face much higher heart risk from you see that, See? With Sweden and Denmark halting Moderna in young people due to risk of heart injuries, Slovenia suspends Johnson and Johnson. Right. See, and then it's more, it's a whole lot more. But that's what we're seeing in real time, We're starting to see more and more and more young people, and we can even go and say 35 and under, suddenly dying from what is presumed to be heart attacks, more so than what's common. In the past couple of years, what did we see? We saw all the soccer players passing out, falling out, dying. And soccer is one of the most hardest sports to play. That's cardio all day. You got to have a good cardiovascular system. So those soccer players, especially the foreign people, they got a different diets, better diets than the American diet, better food. Their countries don't allow certain poisons in the food, in the water system to dumb down and keep their population disease ridden, and they dying. So what's the common denominator? What's the what they call it, the greatest common factor or whatever, or the link? What's the link? Is this jab here? And there was I don't know, it was a guy, I don't know if he was a scientist or a doctor, but when they study these in animals, they say the animals didn't make it past 2 years. All right. And so now we seeing, ever since it came out, 2020, 2021, now we're in the beginning of 23, there's been all of these different things happening to people. All right. All these different things. All right. In other countries are, look, UK study showing no difference between the injected and the non-injected in the peak viral load. All right. And what you see, none of this information is mainstream. All right. We don't know what the other countries doing concerning this and their people, because other countries are putting halts on certain things. All right. Look, Finland, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, Finland pausing Moderna for young males due to heart issues. That keep the heart issues and the males and just the heart in general, that keep coming up because young people ain't supposed to have heart issues. OK, this is Isaiah 40 and 30. It says, even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. And that's what's happening, man. The youths are faint. And matter of fact, let me look up and see what they got for the youths being faint and weary. Look up those words. Isaiah 40 and 30. Let me see. And weary. Just look up faint. Yipe. To be or grow weary. To be fatigued. All right. To be faint. To be fatigued, to be wearied out, to be worn out. All right, what they got for weary? Your guy. To toil, labor, grow weary, to make weary, cause to go toilsomely. So it's harder. Just existence becomes harder. All right. Life becomes tougher. After taking that thing, man, exhausted to gasp. All right. With everything that's happening that's going around you. All right. Now you got this extra thing to deal with and everything it brings to you. Right. Look, it says if you find yourself confused about the mixed guidance when it comes to blah, 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 you're not alone. While the Centers for Disease Control is marketing widespread use of the et cetera in the U.S. for both old and young alike, many other countries have limited C19 use under certain conditions. Health officials around the world are giving varying advice on safety issues as blah, blah, blah are given to more people and more information is collected. Below are summaries of some of the concerns that may have emerged or been raised by medical officials. All right. These are more diseases. Look, diabetes. All right. Heart issues. Also see blood clots. Manufacturing problems, whatever that is. Menstrual cycle changes. Pregnant women and moms. Right? Natural immunity. Look, 80 of the most common adverse events. They got 80 of common. This is 80 common things due to it. Not how many in total. Look, common adverse events. It says a study in journal, blah, 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 finds excess risk of serious adverse events from Pfizer, Moderna, and blah, blah, blah outweighs risk from it. It's so the medicine that they give you is worse than the disease or whatever. The medicine is worse than disease. It says Pfizer, 36% higher risk of serious adverse events than placebo. Moderna, 6% higher. Combined, 16%. In the UK, blah, 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 it says, they said it's not for human use. Let's stop it. It ain't safe for human use due to issues of blood clotting, pain, immune system, neurological, loss of sight, hearing, smell, speech, and questions about impact in pregnant women. A petition of scientists led by Linda Wastiller, professor of pharmaceutical health services research, University of Maryland School of Pharmacy, is calling for C19 to be disapproved. And look, these are health officials, scientists, doctors, specialists in different fields. But who do we got? Who do we got to give us marketing us, telling us to get it? You got Bill Gates, and then they employing the so-called black community. You had what's that dude name? Juvenile, vax that thing up. All these commercials. All right. These various different so-called black leaders, different groups, whether it's an Israelite group or a Christian group. But we ain't get none of the information from all these health officials across the world. See, that's why this is now you go Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt." America is symbolically Egypt. All right. And the staff or the strength of America is broken. All right. You have no reason to trust in America. It's not number one in anything no more. Even though your average Joe Schmo American Edomite have believed that. America's so far down the list in comparison to other countries in health and education and manufacturing and the quality of life for its citizens, all of that. Let alone being a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. The health field has always been the industry to destroy you or study you or study the destruction of you. Always. It says, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So basically, your plan backfired. You thought you was going to lean on it and trust the system and go with the flow and everything was going to be okay. But in actuality, it get worse. So your plan backfired. All right. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So everybody that trusts in this man, in Esau, Edom, the powers that be, basically, if you can really sum it up. If the majority going with it or believing it, then 9 times out of 10, it ain't true. Question everything, but especially what the majority believe. And when you cut on the TV, what's the message that you hear for the most part is to take it. Kareem Abdul, they done got him, his Kareem Abdul-Jabbar telling people to take it. If you got an opinion, if you got questions about it, oh, you stupid, right? It says, let me go, Jeremiah. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusted in man and maketh flesh his arm. Meaning your strength comes from this world, man, the physical. Your strength don't lie in your faith and what you believe in. All right. This put a lot of you so-called Christians to the test, because a lot of you Christians got it, right? And whose heart departed from the Lord, for he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in the salt land, and not inhabit it. So you're going to be in the worst case scenario. All right. Because the Lord describes, being fruitful and having water, and being like a tree planted by a river. That's life. All right. That's life. OK, but it says you going to be like trusting in man. You shall be, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land not inhabited. And what happened is, a salt land is, if I'm not mistaken, sometimes when enemies will fight each other or go to war with different people, you would take the land that they grew their crops on, and you would put salt in it, in their land. So that means wouldn't nothing else be able to grow no more. No more life. Nothing else growing over in that part of the land. All right. And that's what happens when you trust in your enemy, man. All right. This is John 10:10. It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And it ain't anything else. It ain't nothing outside of that. Even if he give you $5, if he giving you $5, that's because pretty soon he gonna take 500. All right. So even when it seemed like he giving you a gift or whatever, he require way much more than what he's given even worth. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Right. So anyway, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I just want to do a lesson on this too, because, that's what we starting to see now. Now we living, and we've been living in, since the thing came out, it's been negative health effects been happening to people. People been getting the palsy, strokes, all type of stuff. But now it's escalating. You starting to see, because I used to say that. I used to say, me personally, I used to say, I don't see nobody around my age dying from it. But now it's happening around my age, 32 and younger. You seeing people not die from the actual disease, but dying from the medicine from the disease. All right. And which is further proof that you should have never took it. Because now it's everybody. It's the old, the young, and everybody in the middle, and it ain't supposed to be like that. The scripture said, that's what scripture say, even your young men shall faint and grow weary. Why? Because the young men are prized for their strength. But now this devil done came up with a pestilence to rob you of even that. So Once again, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Shalom.